All right, hello everyone. Ooh, who do we have today? Ooh, Cliff's here. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, there's Miss Brenda and Daniel. Okay, so Daniel, Cliff, Brenda, and then a few others. We used to meet, and Claudia, we used to meet regularly for a virtual breakfast club. It was so much fun. Hey, Kelly. Jessica's here. Hi, Mac. Ooh, Paul Jordan's here. Paul's one of our new members. You'll get to hear about him later. Hey, Scott. All right, and we've got some folks joining us from on the phone. Hi, Kurt Carver. All right, we'll wait just a couple more minutes to see if anyone else comes in.
Yes. Props to Kurt Carver. I'm sure most of you all know, but he is obviously one of TechBirmingham's board members and staunch advocates. He's also the CIO for UAB, and they unveiled a fantastic facility. What was that, about 2 weeks ago? That is really going to be leading the way just in terms of being a data center, but also just a hub for all things IT related for UAB and the region. So cheers and congratulations again on that one, sir.
All right. Oh, Katya's here. Yay, you made it. And Patrick McClendon is here. Hello, Kim Knowles. Oh, we've got a good crowd today.
You know what? This is probably a good time. We got 22 folks. I am going to, I know Daniel will appreciate this. I am going to give a rousing go Blazers, blaze the hell on, because UAB opens their new stadium in the first home game in the new stadium against Liberty, October 2nd. This Saturday, UAB is beating ass up and down the field. I cannot wait to see. So make sure you all go. I, for one, want to see a sellout. 47,000 seats. They're close to it. Get your damn tickets. Daniel, let me know if I miss anything. Also, another cool fun fact, Daniel used to be Blaze, the UAB mascot. So, like, how awesome is that, right?
He's also a barbecue champion.
The man does it all, really.
He's Rebecca and I used to call him the unicorn whisperer. He also wrangles unicorns.
He is a unicorn. Patrick, I see you, sir. Go Blazers, brother.
Patrick, give my love to your wife. I love Heidi. All right. Oh, Katya declined her other meeting for us. Oh, this better be good then.
It definitely will. Well, we're glad you made time for us.
All right, well, why don't we go ahead and get started with our program today. Dion, do you want to welcome our crowd?
Not at all. Why would I want to do such a thing? Of course, I would love to welcome our crowd. Thank you all. Welcome to the latest installment of Tech Tuesday. If you are joining us via YouTube or any other platform that you might watch this on, I want to go ahead and get it out of the way. make sure you are a member. Make sure you go to the website, that you have subscribed to the newsletter. We have a lot of changes to share with you all, a lot that is going to be coming up for the remaining months of 2021. Thank God this year is almost over. We have a lot of exciting programs and events and initiatives to share with you all for 2022. So again, thank you for the time. Thank you for the support. To those of you all who are already members, we look forward to having you all back for the year ahead. To everyone who has joined us today, it is incredibly grateful to virtually see all of you again. Super excited. We haven't done this in a while, clearly. It's been some months, and it's a reflection of the reality that we're in. There was a lull in the pandemic, and we started to plan in-person events, and then the lovely Delta decided to show up, and of course that threw a wrench in a lot of things. So we wanted to make sure that we did something for you all virtually, and use this as an opportunity to, one, let you all know what we've been doing, what we've been thinking about, and how we intend to incorporate that into the months and the years ahead. It's changed a lot, quite honestly. And one of the things personally, to me, I feel is that it has changed the entire competitive landscape. And by that, I mean how Birmingham competes, how we compete as a region, because now it's not so much our near and peer cities that we're competing against. We really are competing on a global stage in a way that I think we could not appreciate before the pandemic. Remote work is a lot more embraced now. It's expected in some instances, or at least that flexibility. And cities are now having to compete for talent, which means that the makeup, the actual built environment, the physical landscape, the connectivity of a city is going to be even more important when it comes to that competitive advantage that spells the difference between a new graduate going to Birmingham versus a Boston. And I'm happy. I think that might have been a Freudian slip, because we actually got somebody who is a Boston University graduate, but we'll get to that later. You might see her smiling right now. But the point is, we have to be a lot more aggressive. We have to be a lot more sophisticated and strategic in how we position Birmingham. And so we don't take that charge lightly. When I think about the cities that are really positioning themselves as emerging tech hubs or maturing tech hubs, the ones outside of your traditional anchors of New York City, San Francisco, Boston, they have a few things in common. They lean into culture. They really amplify just who they are. And they are hotbeds of talent production, point blank. And so I think we should take a page out of that and figure out how we amplify what it is that we've already been doing. But again, we're going to have to really step on the gas here. And you all play a critical role in that. So again, thank you all for joining us. The theme really for today is to provide you all, one, with some updates so that you all know what we've been cooking up. And two, just to really lean on you all, because clearly we cannot do this work without you. We can do this program in particular, Tech Tuesday, with our friends at Regions Bank. I don't know if we have any representation in the attendee box. It's filling up right now, so apologies, I won't be scrolling through. But Matt Christopher is a recent board member of Regions, and then of course, shout out to Mary Wallace Hand, and there's so many others over at Regions who have just been consummate advocates and supporters and investors, honestly, in this work. And so we are able to bring you things like Tech Tuesday because of them, but so many others in the community and in the ecosystem. So all of that said, thank you. I am Dion Gordon. I have the pleasure of serving as the president and CEO of TechBirmingham. And I will now turn it over to Christina to lay a little bit of the ground rules. It's been a while, so a little primer might not be bad, and we'll get this thing started.
Great. So again, thank you. I'm Christina Smith. I'm the Director of Strategic Initiatives. So one of the changes is that I have a new title and a new focus on some of the work that we'll be doing. But for today, for right now, some of our house rules, this is a webinar. This is being recorded, and everything in the chat is will be downloaded and archived. We don't do anything with it, but I just wanted to, full disclosure and put that out there. But as our program is going, please feel free to put your questions either in the chat box or in the Q&A, and we will facilitate those as we go. So today's agenda, Dion's already done his welcome and his president's address. So we also have some new staff members, which you'll get to meet in just a few minutes, but we've got Stephanie Tavares and Anna Topping who are joining us. So some of the focus shifts that we were talking about. So we've had a lot of time, to really shift our focus on our programming. Obviously, most of our programs were in person. And so quickly into the pandemic, within just a couple weeks, we started shifting all of our programs to webinar formats or web meeting formats. So, we introduced the Navigating the New Normal. And as normal started getting really,
Christina, I'm so sorry. Like, I will get you a drink. I will
yes.
get you a bottle and every time I interrupt, I have to get a bottle. So that is going to be, so there is apparently an audience window that is blocking the view.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you.
All right, and whoever was the first to point that out in the chat gets a bottle of whiskey as well. So.
All right. Well, here's our lovely staff. So sorry. All right. Well, let's get back. So again, we took the time to shift our focus. You would think, 18 months, almost 2 years into this, I would now know how to do a slideshow. Apologies. So anyhow, we started, providing programs to meet the practical needs of our members. So addressing work from home environment. We also provided content to help address some of the emotional and social needs that come with this working from home environment and other trends in security and other things that started to arise as we, our work from home time was extended. We successfully transitioned one of our biggest signature programs, which was CyberNail Summit. We were able to transition that to 100% virtual in September, and then we did it again this past April. This past April, we had over 700 people from all over the country. And we actually had 2 participants from Italy joining us. So that was a huge win for us. And so going forward, Stephanie will give the dates for our 2022 program. But, it really helped us, leverage a lot of talent that we normally would not have had on a local level. And so, we've got a plan for what 2020 is going to look like. Some of our programs did have to go on hiatus, like our kids coding. There were different variables that we could not really factor in. And that's okay, because it really gave us it took that in time to intentionally take a break and really re-examine, what is needed. And so, we're going to talk about, our next kids coding event. We're going to try to kick that off again. But, we've taken some time to learn some lessons, and we're doing research to see what it is that kids are going to need going forward. Some of the other things that we did an audit of our programs. We looked at our vision and mission, and we decided, the vision, that our mission statement didn't reflect who we are anymore. Our world had changed. And so we took several months as a staff to examine what our mission statement is. And Dion, would you like to give us, I'm throwing you under the bus, but just your booming voice, I think eloquently, really makes this even more impactful. So I've got our mission statement that, again, it took us months, and it looks so simple, but that's the beauty of simplicity, is sometimes it takes longer to figure out what it is that you're trying to say. So Dion, could you share our new mission statement?
Oh, is there a slide that I'm reading from? Because if not, that is completely fine. Let me know. I'll start with the vision.
Is the
And
is it not?
I'm so sorry.
Is
It's
the
not.
It wasn't?
No, that's completely fine. But while you do that, keep me honest, team. But for the vision, basically, we said that. Oh well, there it is. Community of tech and tech adjacent organizations, groups, and individuals invested in a common mission, which is establishing Birmingham as the most innovative and inclusive technology ecosystem in the South. And if I could take a little bit of liberty, Christina, I want you all to know that we were intentional with that. As you said, this took months. And I will highlight the inclusivity part of that. You all have heard me say this countless times, that one of our greatest strengths is our inclusion and diversity, our fight for inclusion, our legacy, our history as a region. And when we have an opportunity to talk to, whether it's startups, whether large companies for that matter, we've had conversations with PNC, obviously given the transition through the acquisition of BBVA. And they laud the fact that we have access to such diverse talent. And it goes back into what I was discussing earlier about the culture, how cities like Nashville, for instance, let's look at some practical examples. Cities like Nashville, cities like Atlanta, cities like Austin, they lead with the culture. Salt Lake, even Denver, even if you have not been to those respective cities, you have an idea of what it is that they offer, how the people interact, just the soul and the character of the place. And so to the degree that we can define what that is for Birmingham through the lens of inclusion, that is going to bode well for us in the future. The future truly is diversity. And we have that in mind, right? But how do we translate that into some practical manifestations and some practical programming, which is one of the reasons that you've seen the start of things like Tech Equals, our LGBTQ plus initiative, working with other organizations that are singularly focused on that. So anyway, I could talk about this ad nauseum, but I want you all to know that every single word was, we poured over that just to make sure that we were capturing what it is that we needed to do as an ecosystem going forward. So I would encourage you all to take a screenshot of that, reflect on that, because we are going to need you all to help us figure out what programming needs to fall under those respective buckets. Sorry, Christina,
No.
you know how I get with this.
No, again, like what Dion was saying, during our meetings, I have not parsed so many words since college. I was an English literature major, and so I mean, there's a lot of parsing of words when you are studying literature, and so I felt like I was back in one of my workshops in college. So it was a very fun and very informative exercise, and it required a lot of soul searching for us to really get down to the meat of it. So going back to those focus shifts that that we were talking about. So we did change our mission statement. It also helped us really focus in on what are the needs in the workforce. And so because of the different needs of the worker, the talents of the talent, and of the employers, we doubled down on some of our workforce initiatives, such as our partnership with NC WIT and the upskilling programs. And so to date, this regional initiatives program is for Alabama and for Michigan. And between the two states, we've awarded over 300, I think it's like 344 on Friday, but I'll have to go back and check. But for sure, it's over 300 scholarships for women to be trained in things like Scrum certifications, the project management and agile bundle at UAB. We've got students that are at Innovate Birmingham, doing the boot camp, plus several other boot camps that Flatiron School and a few others that are online. And so we were able to help women either get upskilled or reskilled in order to find work in the tech workforce. We also, oops, I'm so sorry. I was trying to hit my pointer to focus on something else. We also decided that the system that we were using did not work for us in how we want to serve our members. And so we also did an overhaul of our database systems. It's not really worth talking about, but because of that, we were able to introduce this lovely info hub. If we have your email address, you should have received an email, so that you can access the info hub. If you have not received, access to this, email us and we will get you on this. But some things that I want to highlight on this is that it provides a much user-friendly experience in updating your contact information. You can post jobs on it. It's a lot simpler to post your jobs. And so we want our recruiters, we want anybody who is looking for talent to use this as a repository and post your jobs here. We've also got some features that we would love to really highlight and, ways for our member companies to promote different incentives or programs that they have within their companies for customers and services, or, for goods and services. And so there's a member to member deal where you can offer exclusive deals for just members within the Tech Birmingham membership. Or you can also do hot deals, which is for, the community at large. So there are some great features there. The other thing, because I've had many people complain that we sent out too many emails. And so now this gives us the option. There's a feature in there called My Subscriptions. We're going to continue to build that out as we see how we can do targeted communication for just certain subjects or certain groups. So right now we've got, if you want to only receive information for BWIT, you can click on that. Or if you want information on Tech Equals, you can, click on that. We've got a volunteers tab. We've got one for cybersecurity and Cyber Now. So that way we're not cluttering your inbox with a bunch of information. You now get to tell us what information you want to receive. We still will do our monthly newsletters, but in this, we'll also probably do just an events subscription. So if you just want to get information on just events, click on that on your subscription. I just threw that at Anna. So let's add that later to our list of subscriptions. But, again, a lot of exciting things that, because of this time of being forced to slow down, we've been able to examine. And then, just overall, we've got so many lessons that we have learned just from the crisis itself. And it has, I think, forced a lot of us to really look at, the value of work, the value of what a work-life balance looks like. And I think, while it's easy to say that there are so many things that went wrong, I think, taking that attitude of looking at how we've grown, how we've learned, how we've been able to transform, and take that and add it up and show how much progress we've made. I think that is the posture that our organization really wants to take, is that, we have learned and we are moving forward and we're charging ahead. So I am off my soapbox now. So Dion, now is the opportunity for us to introduce our new staff.
Good deal. Thank you, Christina. You all know me well. I deviate, I go off script, I do crazy stuff all of the time. God bless the woman that settles down with me. But I will go back quickly to what Christina said. The kids code programming, as she mentioned, we're going to be revisiting and retooling some of that. I highlight that because it is the first pillar, if you will, of what our role will be in creating and supporting that cradle to career pipeline. Figuring out what that looks like. How do we make sure that kids have access to an exposure to the devices, to the curricula, to the educators, to every single thing that they need to have a thriving career and eventually in technology, to demonstrate mastery and proficiency throughout their academic career? How do we make sure that the educators who will be tasked with delivering this content in these experiences, that they have opportunities to learn and to grow, professional development opportunities? We're exploring that as well. A lot of that has manifested in the ed farm side of things, but as you all know, that is Apple specific. And so we still need to make sure that kids, regardless of device, have access to those tools and to those learnings. And so we're putting a lot of structure around what that could look like right now in the conversational phase, but I lift that up again just to highlight and emphasize the importance of building out that cradle to career pipeline. And then of course, you take that all the way out and you have the CS portion of it through 2-year, 4-year institutions, non-traditional, such as boot camps. And so I'll lift up the work that Central 6 has been doing. If you're not familiar with them, I encourage you to reach out. They are a critical component in the effort to create, as part of Governor Ivey's Success Plus plan, 125,000 highly skilled in-demand workers by 2025. And Central 6 has the lion's share, obviously, because Birmingham is the largest metropolitan region. And so they have a lot of work to do when it comes to that. They've also partnered with Innovate Birmingham, of course, Innovate Birmingham being the full stack boot camp. And that led to the creation of the Birmingham Tech Council, which is a collection of hiring partners and employers who really help shape what the curricula should look like. In other words, how do we make sure that the people who are graduating have the skills to fill the jobs, the current jobs, not right now, but also the jobs of the future? And there are not a lot of folks, I feel comfortable sharing this. We're still polishing up some things, but Tech Birmingham, we are going to be aligning much deeper with them in figuring out what that talent pipeline management process looks like. So we have not formalized the agreement yet, but Tech Birmingham will be helping to lead that initiative. Super, super excited about that. For one reason in particular is that it sends the signal that we are in alignment within this region. Some of you all may know that I serve on the board of TECNA, the Technology Association of North America. And so think of it as the Tech Birmingham over all Tech Birminghams. So our counterparts in Massachusetts and New Orleans and Nashville, we're all members of this organization. And a lot of regions have been experiencing balkanization, a lot more siloing for obvious reasons, right? The pandemic kind of caused people to, draw in, and organizations are less willing to engage and collaborate. So I was super thrilled to see that two prominent institutions in Innovate Birmingham and Central 6 recognize that we are all stronger together. So I wanted to lift that up and let you all know that we're moving forward with that. Again, we're going to be putting out more messaging. We still have a lot of polishing up to do, but that's the direction in which we're moving. So apologies again for kind of going off script there. I will use this also as an opportunity before we introduce some of our new team members to shout out Abby Guerin. I don't believe Abby has joined us today, but you all might know her as the director, the lead, the head of Venture for America, Birmingham chapter. And she's also a board member. Abby is just a remarkable force. But I lift her up in the work of VFA in particular, just for how critical it has been. Again, going back to the culture piece, how do we make sure we're lifting Birmingham up and that people know what it is that we have to offer? I know you all have experienced this, especially those of you all who have to recruit people to the city, that they might have no clue of what Birmingham is. They might even be hesitant or frightened, even if they have a super outdated view of who we are, and they get down to Birmingham and they fall in love with it. And so we just have to do a better job of making sure we are aggressive and getting the word out about who we are. And VFA has actually been a big part of that. Funny enough, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that we are the second or third highest city when it comes to retaining VFA fellows after their 2-year mandatory stint, which tells you that we have something that is compelling, that is attractive here. We just have to do a lot better when it comes to shouting that message. So we've obviously been tremendous beneficiaries of that. And thanks to a partnership and a grant that was offered through VFA and the Alabama Power Foundation, we were able to bring on to VFA fellows to help us build out the program and to take the feedback that you all bring us and actually incorporate and institutionalize that. So I will be brief. You all don't want to hear me talk about their accolades, but I will say that Stephanie Tavares and Anna Topping have been remarkable additions to the team already. Stephanie is going to be leading up as our, I call her the SV, our events and special projects. And Anna will be leading up our programs and member experience. So anything regarding membership that you all have questions about or engage with, Anna is going to be your point person for that one. Stephanie comes to us from Providence, Rhode Island. Funny enough, I know a little bit about that city. I was researching their effort to bury the interstate. Some of you all may remember the whole Rethink 2059 initiative to bury the interstate below ground. We didn't get it obviously, but we got an awesome city walk park underneath it. And also a Boston University graduate. And Anna, of course, comes to us from the, I don't know if they put the definite article on it, but the University of Michigan. So that said, I will turn it over. Let's see, who's going first? Is it you, Stephanie? Are you going first? Awesome. All right, show's all yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie. Like Dion said, I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. I am also handling the recruitment of new members. I wanted to do a new member spotlight to welcome our new members. We have Harmony Venture Labs. Harmony Venture Labs is a venture studio led by a team of experienced founders and experts who launch B2B SaaS startups. They grow portfolio brands and support SaaS entrepreneurs. And their platform is used to benefit people and communities through new venture creation. So they are a powerhouse in our ecosystem. You guys probably know the founder, Shagan, and our point of contact for HBL is Sarah Beth Young. So if you want to get in contact with them, that is the person to contact. And we also have the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, ASRM. The point of contact for that, I believe he's here today, Paul Jordan, is a multidisciplinary organization dedicated to the advancement of science and practice of reproductive medicine. They do this through education and research and advocacy on behalf of all people involved in the healthcare system, patients, physicians, and providers. So welcome, Paul. And I wanted to...
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Were you about to, because we just had another sign up like a couple of hours ago. Were you about to? Oh, okay. Well, tell me to shut the hell up sometime. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just had one new member join today, actually, mind you. And I believe the founder of that is Gary Campbell. I don't know if you guys have heard of WineView, but it's an amazing app where you get to, I think, select your wine choice based on different, categories, what you're eating, what you want to taste, et cetera, et cetera. Anna was talking about it because I think she is involved in beta testing for the app, which is funny. So welcome WineView. We should be doing a new member spotlight on them real soon when we drop our new newsletter.
I think we should do a wine tasting event using the WineView app in the future.
I like what you're thinking, Christina. I really do. I'm a wine person, so I love what you're thinking.
We'll have to figure this experience out because that could be super fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And WineView, I think, is having their launch at the end of this week. I think Dion can talk more to that point. I think it's on Thursday, September 30th. So be on the lookout for any newsletter or information about WineView's new launch on Thursday. But moving on to some of our events and special projects that we have going on. Tech Birmingham is bringing back Code the Classic. So in the past 4 years, we've hosted Code the Classic to welcome talent from regional universities in Birmingham. This year, we're doing it obviously in conjunction with the Magic City Classic, one of the nation's largest HBCU Classic football games between A&M and ASU. Many employers report that this is really helpful to recruiting entry-level talent. So I encourage all of you that may be recruiters or hiring in your company to reach out to us and sign up. If you see the QR code or the bit.ly code, you can go right there and register for Code the Classic. We are opening up to entry-level talent that are looking for internships or co-op opportunities, all the way to those that are a little bit more experienced with maybe 3 years of experience that are just looking for a new opportunity. This year, we are partnering with the Yard again, launched in 2019 in visions with Mayor Stephen Benjamin, the past president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. They have used the Yard as a vehicle to meet the challenge of innovation, inclusion, and infrastructure across the U.S. So in the past 2 years, the Yard has awarded 6 universities $250,000 in scholarships, grants, internships, and innovation hub installations. And in 2020, they entered the new year with a 3-year commitment from Vulcan Materials Company. They will be having their Think Big Now Innovation Challenge competition here in the Depot during the same Code the Classic event. So your recruiters can come and watch the events and participate. They are giving away $100,000 in internships and scholarships to students with big ideas on improving HBCU campuses and communities. Yeah, and if you have any questions about Code the Classic, please email me at Stephanie@TechBirmingham. We are also looking for potential sponsors. So if you are looking for sponsorship opportunities, you can also contact me and I will get you the information on that. And then next we have our Kids Code. Just like what Dion and Christina said, we are trying to reimagine the program. We are trying to evaluate the Birmingham landscape on what is being offered to students from elementary all the way to high school. But I did want to throw something and gather some of the students together this year. So we are going to bring back a Kids Code Halloween event for October 10th. It'll be Sunday from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. We have limited availability due to COVID. We have eight students in each class. So it'll be those students that are in 3rd to 5th grade for one class, and then those other students that are from 6th to 8th grade in another class. So eight in each class, and there will be a cost of $5 for each student. We are looking for some volunteers to help us out for that day. So if you are interested, please contact me again, Stephanie@TechBirmingham.com, and we can get you set up for that. Just re-emphasizing what Dion said, we want to ensure kids are trained and prepared for the jobs of the future by bringing awareness to technology, coding, and pushing them forward towards a career in Birmingham to build up our ecosystem. And then following that, one event that we are planning for 2022, as you guys know, is Cyber Now Summit. I just want to reiterate what Dion and Christina mentioned earlier. Last year, we moved to a virtual platform, but we're still able to have over 700 attendees, and we are currently planning to have the same impact and large attendance, potentially through an in-person or hybrid event. Seeing as 2022 is slated to happen in the last week of April, we will have program sessions for management technical professionals, from CIOs, CFOs to CTOs. We will also have an exhibition, vendor discussions and demos, showing cutting edge technology, security products, and security experts and professionals from across the country as speakers. So please be on the lookout for that next year. I'm going to take it over to Anna, who's going to talk about upcoming programs for members.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna. I am the Programs and Member Experience Coordinator here. So I'm going to talk to all of you about some current programs we have going on. So the first being Birmingham Women in Technology, or BWIT, our second being Tech Equals, and then third, an upcoming members only mixer. So to start, we do have an upcoming event with Birmingham Women in Technology. That's going to be October 13th from 12 to 1 p.m. It is going to be over Zoom, and the event is in partnership with NCWIT, the National Center for Women and Information Technology, and it's their initiative called Sit With Me. As you can see, the red chair logo in the bottom corner.
Within the red chair.
Yeah, there is a red chair in here. I think
They sent us a red chair.
Yeah, they sent us the red chair. So while it will be over Zoom, we will be featuring the red chair at some of our other stuff, like the Code the Classic career fair, that stuff just talked about. So anyway, it is an event where we will be featuring 3 speakers, leaders who are women in technology: Elizabeth Anderson, who might be on this call right now, CEO and co-founder of Lunar Lab; Malia Brady, who is a senior at a local high school and an Aspire in Computing award winner. That's through NCWIT as well. And then Robin Hunt, who is co-founder of Think Data Solutions. So we will be featuring them as our speakers to share a bit about their journey and their experience as women in technology. And there will also be opportunity for our attendees to engage in kind of reflecting on what either being a woman in technology or what supporting women in technology looks like. So we would love for anyone interested to attend that event. You can find the event information also in our calendar in the info hub and registration there as well. Yeah, so it'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then moving on to our next program, Tech Equals, as Dion mentioned, is our more recently formed LGBTQ+ affinity group run by Dr. Lindsay Sutton. And we are building out this group right now, looking for a leadership team. So the Birmingham Women Technology Group is led by 5 fabulous women, and Lindsay is looking for a team to put together a team to help lead Tech Equals. So if you are interested at all, you can email me, Anna@techbirmingham.com, and I will pass that information on once it's collected to Lindsay. And then really getting that started next year. Yeah, and then our final thing is we have not had a members only mixer in a while. We are hoping to have one in October and November. As Steph said, we have 2 new members, 3, I guess, today, as with WineView, and potentially more in the near future. And we are looking for anyone that would be interested in sponsoring and hosting and a members only mixer in October or November. So if you are interested, please feel free to reach out to me or any of our other Tech Birmingham team members. Yeah, so we're excited about that as well. And then finally, we just wanted to lift up an ecosystem event that's happening this evening, actually. So Birmingham Startup Drinks is having their September Startup Drinks at Ghost Train Brewing Company this evening. I'll be attending for a bit. So we just wanted to lift up that ecosystem event if anyone is interested. And then after this, we are going to have a question and answer, which we will do as a team. So if anyone has questions, there is a question and answer section on Zoom, or you can just type it in the chat and we will take that over.
Right, I'm gonna stop.
Before we go over to the audience for their Q&A, my Q&A it to you. We'll start with you. And why, like, who is the best rap artist, and why is it Andre 3000? Or maybe not. I don't know. Well, okay. We'll put that's a question for the chat, folks. So why Birmingham? Like, what made you, and Stephanie, I'm going to come to you as well. Like, out of all of the cities, right? I mean, we got Baltimore, we got Detroit. Like, seriously, you all had some amazing options, and I hope I say it enough. I am incredibly grateful that you all decided to go on this journey with us to help us build out this ecosystem and build on our legacy. I think it is important work. I don't take it for granted, but the fact that you all decided to join us with this, I want to lift it up and just show our appreciation for you all. So out of all of these awesome choices, like, what was it about Tech Birmingham and or the city that made you all say, hey, let's do it?
Yeah, for me, it was kind of all the people that I talked to throughout the process. I kind of went into VFA being locationally agnostic, but from the beginning, I knew nothing about Birmingham, but everyone who talked about it in a very like special way. So when I was lucky enough to interview at Tech Birmingham and then have a job offer here, I was lucky enough also to come down and visit. And I knew from speaking with Dion about Tech Birmingham's like incredible programs, which is really what excited me about the role and the job. And then visiting Birmingham, just hearing like the passion that people had for this city and like its future and supporting each other is like, I just knew that this was a really special place and I wanted to be part of it.
Yeah, I love it. Again, broken record, but leading and being aggressive with that brand, everybody. I know that whole culture piece doesn't necessarily seems like it impacts technology. It impacts it in more ways than we can appreciate. So thank you, Anna. Really, really appreciate you sharing that and being here. And Stephanie, you're off the chain because you said yes before you even saw Birmingham. So, like, well, you didn't have the corn dog from Kerrigan's that Anna did. Like what was it about Tech Birmingham and the city?
Yeah, so like Anna mentioned, I was a little bit location agnostic. Although when the little match request from Tech Birmingham came in, I was just like, Birmingham. What am I gonna do in Birmingham, Alabama? And I did want to come to the South, but I just didn't think Birmingham would be the place that I would go to. I did have an outdated view, I think, of Birmingham. I remember Dion saying, we don't have tumbleweeds, we are a city. And I think it was just the energy from Dion in our interviews, from talking about Birmingham, and then, talking to some other fellows that are in other roles around the city. Everyone seems to really want to invest in the tech ecosystem here, in the startup ecosystem here. I want to, potentially be a startup founder. I am a startup founder. I'm not potentially. I need to start saying it with conviction. And I thought, Birmingham would be the perfect place, to start because it seems, it's a small town in a city. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, which is actually a really small state, and then even a smaller city. Birmingham, I think, is slightly bigger. So it reminds me of home just a little bit. Everyone knows each other, everyone's connected. So I would say that is why I moved to Birmingham and why I wanted to be involved in Tech Birmingham specifically.
Love it. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing that. Quick lightning round, no more than 5 minutes. Favorite new restaurant or experience so far? Starting with you, Steph.
Oh, hey, me. Favorite new restaurant? I haven't actually tried it yet, but I've been hearing good things about El Barrio, and I'm disappointed because I missed it when my friends went. So I've been trying to pick a date this week to go. So I think it's going to be my new favorite because I like Mexican food.
Okay, love it. So that is going to be a call to action for some of our participants. If you have a favorite dish at Obaria, I know probably half of you all have been there. Drop those in the comments for us. And while they do that, Anna, you're next.
All right. I would say favorite experience when I was moving, the weekend I was moving in, my parents were helping me move in, which is very nice, but we kind of stumbled upon a very pretty view of the city just in like, I think it was kind of the Highland Park area at sunset. And I like put a drop pin on my map so I know where it is for the future if I ever want to come back. Yeah, but food wise, I would say we splurged on automatic seafood and oysters, and that was amazing. Yeah.
Please tell me you have the use rolls. Okay.
Of course.
All right. And yes, Daniel, we got some good recommendations coming in. Cliff Road, man, just if you haven't been up there, guys, just make sure you search it out. I mean, if you don't feel like Birmingham is a special place after going up there, you are hopeless. Let's get the hell out of our town. All right, good deal. It's 12:51. I guess I'll pause briefly in case we have any questions specifically for Anna or Steph or anybody for that matter. And while we wait for those to come in, Christina, is there anything that we need to lift up or any questions that we might have already received? Do not let me take us off the track.
I do not see any questions in the chat.
That is all good, because that means we've done a decent job of lifting up some information that folks need. And Mike just put in what is Anna's email. It is Anna@TechBirmingham.com, and Anna, with the quickness, has already responded. So there we go. Let's see, Queso Fundito, for the folks who will be viewing this on YouTube, is the recommendation from Daniel at El Barrio, and I think Paul Jordan, carnitas tacos, the best I've ever had, and I typically don't like pork tacos. There you go, take it for what it's worth. Christina, any parting words? I like giving people their time back. If we are good to go, how do we want to leave the good folks today?
I think just as we close out September, I just want to wish everybody a great beginning of the last quarter of the year. May it be prosperous and in some cases uneventful is always good. So, I mean,
Yeah.
my bingo card is completely maxed out for the past 2 years, so we can stop now. So maybe just, no more events.
Listen, I like it.
Credit.
Yeah, right. Because I'm just happy that we have not had to hear about murder hornets. So, maybe I jinx us because there are 3 months left, but may you live an interesting life. And that is from Daniel. Right. Yeah, it's been interesting. So we'll leave you all with that. Thanks again, everybody, seriously, for making time. We really appreciate you all. Again, Tech Tuesday presented by Regions. Thank you all. Thank you to the members who we can't do this without you guys. So thank you all. If you are not a member and you happen to join us, thank you for your time. Make sure that your respective organization knows about what it is that we're doing. Reach out to us. We would love to engage. And to our regulars, please let us know what you all are seeing, hearing, feeling, because that is going to be critical as we build out the rest of our programming for 2022. So thanks again. We'll return you to your day and have a great one ahead.
Bye.